how long were you coming in to the office?
Maybe 4 months.
And in that 4 months, we're recording?
Yep.
And in that 4 months, what was going on in your life initially when you started? Like what was the big thing that you would like to have seen change? What was your motivation for coming in?
It's interesting. I have a mild case of cerebral palsy. I walk with a decided limp. My right hand's fucked up, excuse my language. And so, I could drop, get angry in a moment. I have some rental properties, and people would call and go, you know what, something's wrong. And I'd be like, it's you broke it. Why would I want to fix it? Way off the head.
So you're a jack in the box.
Yes, and it's interesting. You said, it's interesting. You said you felt me out, lack of a better word. And you said, you know what, I get you feeling like you have like a reptile response. Maybe that was not the exact word you used, but and always like what's going on, and I thought, that's interesting. I do kind of feel like, what's, and then, and I've talked to you this, and I've told Corey this, but over the time, you're like, what is he doing? I don't know what he's doing. It doesn't make sense. But little by little, I go, I don't know what he's doing. It's hocus pocus, but it's working. Sleeping better. Felt like I'm sitting up straighter. Certainly, even today, and I haven't seen you in a month or two, today, one of my tenants called and was trying to get me jacked up, and I went, it's okay, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. Let's just, not right now. We'll do it later. So even for that was money well spent. I'm so more relaxed, and nobody can, even my girlfriend, she likes to jack me up every once in a while. I go, it's okay, baby, don't worry, it's okay. We'll figure this out. It's no big deal. And a lot of triggers before I saw you.
The big problems that women tend to go, ah, and you go, baby, I got this.
Right.
You shrink it down to nothing.
So what you're saying is, without doing counseling, without doing therapy, without doing all this other stuff, just from seeing me for the time that you came in, you're handling stressful situations that would normally just set you off. You go into a rage, and now you're calm, cool, collected.
Yes.
Nice.
And even as I think, I got to get back in his office. And I go, but I feel so much better. I'm sure I can be, as we talked before we started, but I'm so much more calm, and nobody can really jack me up anymore. I'm like, it's okay. We'll figure it out.
So your triggers, like your reactiveness, has decreased significantly.
Yes.
And it's been at least 4-ish months since you've been in the office. Would you say something like that?
3 months, 3 or 4, something like that. Yeah.
Since summer. Well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
3-4 months. And would you say that you've reverted right back to where you were, or would you say that your body's maintained the majority of that?
I don't know. You tell me. You look at my body, and one time you told me I was like, you said your head's kind of cocked to one side, and I was like, no, it's not. And then now I look and go, is my head cocked to one side? And maybe obviously I need to get back in there, but I'm sure that I feel better. And I don't know, I can't really look at myself and go, is my head still cocked? But I'm sure, but it's been if somebody said you can't do it again, I'd be like, that money was well spent. Tremendously well spent.
Yeah. Right on.
So you have more peace, ease, and delight in your body, and so you respond to everybody from a place of peace instead of getting emotionally hijacked and triggered by your tenants, which they can be annoying. Anybody that's had rental properties, you're just like, yeah, no problem, we'll figure it out, not a big deal.
And also, the same kind of coaching you give, as he's working on you, he's giving you little tidbits of his life and what he knows and what he's found with his other patients, and all that has sunk in. I'm like, oh yeah, I understand that, and I understand he told one example about his first wife and the things that he would do to try to please her and make her happy, and it didn't seem, and he was getting like, well, hey, I'm doing all this, don't you see what I'm doing? And I went, that is me exactly.
Oh, feeling appreciated.
Yeah, appreciated.
I was doing all this stuff, and I didn't feel appreciated, and I used to get set off thinking I'm doing everything, and then she's still like unappreciative. But then I realized, obviously later on, there was other issues. That's stage 1 of the consciousness exercises. So what you're saying is that that changed for you.
Yeah, and even my girlfriend's in South Africa, and I'm going to see her in 2 days. But she would tell you the same thing, because I would say, and she'd go, "You're not this way anymore," because I go, "Well, it's this chiropractor guy that I'm dealing with." So even today, even sometimes she goes, maybe you should go see the chiropractor more.
So anytime you get a little trigger, she says, get your butt back in there. Yes. You need a little more fine-tuning.
So again, and I could go on, but
women help you when they like you. She wants you to be better.
Yeah.
She wants to be all you can be.
One of the things when she gets here, we filed for a K-1 visa and should be here in 2 months. It's been months forever. And she goes, I want to meet Corey and I want to meet the doctor. Because again, so.
Right on. Well, that's a big compliment.
Yeah.
Good for you, Mike.
And she does get a little excited, so she should meet you both, right? I mean, there's some things that I go, oh, you're getting a little excited now. That should handle a little different. So is it manipulative to go, ooh, I know where we're going when you get back here. So.
Nice. Good work.
Yeah.
Good work.
It's
Cool.
all good.
So, Mike, I have a question for you.
Sure.
The workshops that I have, did you ever attend any of the workshops that I have?
Yes.
And what did you think of which workshop did you go to?
I
The
went to
consciousness exercises, or was it the
masculinity and the femininity one? And then I went to one where we're discussing the stages, because that's also, if I can speak freely, that's a little weird too. When you first go in there, you're like, you want me to do what and twist and tell me I'm sorry this hurts, but I'm sorry I've ignored you. And that's a little, I'll be honest with you, that's a little weird. But as she explained it, and as you went into those things on Saturday morning, to go, oh, okay, I get so better. So yeah, and you always would tell Mike, it's what'd you say? If you don't do the 12 stages, then it's not. I can't help you as well as you if you took the 12 stages. And then as it went on, I went, yeah, I can do it. So I still found myself going, and they have me the home care thing. So I still use that. You go, oh yeah, I got to do that.
So the 12 stages, Mike's talking about the consciousness exercises that are on Corey's webpage.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, if you're not changing your consciousness, you're not changing your life.
Right.
Yeah, they're also on the YouTube channel on a playlist, stages 1 through 12. So you can just turn them on, put them on your big screen TV, and then lay down in your living room and do it with them.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. And it's not like you do it one time, which you probably noticed, and then you're done.
Yeah.
It's more like you're building a relationship with that part of your body. You're building a relationship because your body is the generator of all emotions. So the more you get connected to that, the more you're able to manage your own emotions. And to me, that's empowerment. That's what getting healthy is about. Being healthier doesn't mean your pains are gone. Being healthy means that you are the master of your own vehicle, and you can show up any way. Empowered enough that you can control your emotions, even with your tenants,
right,
which are a major pain in the butt sometimes. Good for you, man. That's good to hear.
What's interesting is you should find a better word for what you do, because like if I say, hey, I went to this chiropractor, and then that it doesn't seem like it fits, and the people go, oh, I've been to a chiropractor, I know, and they go, no, this is not this guy.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because when you started talking about and you said, oh, I got to go see my chiropractor, nothing in our office says chiropractic,
right?
Or a sign doesn't say chiropractic, or literature doesn't say chiropractic. Early on, it did, but then when I realized the more and more I got efficient at the technique that we use, network care, the more I realized that it's really not chiropractic,
right?
Because I'm not cracking bones, right? That you would typically expect to see a chiropractor.
So.
Yeah, I would say most people that come in don't get structurally adjusted. Like 90% of them don't ever get structurally adjusted.
Guess I'm the problem child, apparently.
Well, Corey, just as passionate as he seems on video, his body equally needs the same amount of intensity.
So you're saying I'm jacked up?
No, you're jacked up, but let's just say some people, you're how you show up in life, personality-wise. Like Corey, some people they exercise regularly, they eat great, their body's free of a lot of toxins, they've done a lot of work on themselves. You can typically push those people more physically. We could also push those people more in life. So in other words, with some people, the more you push, the better they show up. Corey's one of those people. So I push him a little bit more than I do to do others. Yeah, for sure.
So again, going back to that network care, as Corey mentions that. But so if somebody doesn't know, they go, if somebody says network care, I go think, is he an IT director? What's a better word for it?
I'm in their network, right? Network care means I'm on their insurance plan, which I'm not.
or like some sort of multi-level marketing, like a network, so what would... You got to think of a better word. I mean,
they came up with network care because going back 30 years ago, 25 years ago, that's when networking. So the person who developed the work, Donald Epstein, went and talked with some people, and he said, hey, what is it when you get the nervous system in the body to communicate more effectively? They're like, well, in computers, which is like the evolving new lexicon, it's when they talk better, they connect better. We call that networking. So if the system is networking more efficiently, So he says, oh, well, then we'll use that because that's what we're doing for the body.
Sure.
The more connected they are, the more the body seems to communicate better. It seems to change more, evolve more. So we'll use that term network.
That's working.
But unfortunately, the average person hears network and they're thinking some kind of multi-level. No, man, it's body work.
Right.
It works with your nerve system to increase your capacity and your efficiency in life. So you adapt better. You're more aware of your emotions. You're more emotionally intelligent. You're more emotionally capable. You handle more. You recover better. So it's about increasing the efficiency of your body physically and emotionally. So come up with a name, Mike. And now you got the overview.
I'll copyright it. But the same thing is sometimes I find myself going, oh, I'm going to, and then I go, wait a minute, just easy, Mike. Just relax. It's okay. If you get jacked up, what's going to happen? So I attribute that to you. I go, even tonight, something was bothering me, and I went, no. It's okay. Let it go. It's no big deal. It's not whatever you get jacked up. It's not going to help it anyway. So again, all that's attributed to you, and so it's good. And then can I tell you the story about going to see you 10 years ago or however long that ago? Let me tell this quick story. So Corey's
10 years ago,
Corey's going, you got to see this guy, and he's got to see Mike. It would help you. And and I was like, yeah, okay. And because Corey's a visionary, right? So I went, okay, I'm going. So I go to this place, and I think it was over there close to maybe Publix or Sprouts or something.
We were in the Publix shopping plaza.
So I go over there, and the guy sits down, and this kind of I don't remember exactly what went for. I think
So he went to the first place that you were at? It had the green indoor-outdoor carpet.
I scared him away. He lasted about 2 minutes, and he was out the door.
So it was a Russian woman. I don't know if it's the same woman, but she had this thing, and so he's talking. I'm like, what is going on? And then I go see the good doctor, and so I'm thinking he's going to grab my neck and he just does a rub thing. Here, let me put this here and then here.
It is really light and gentle.
And you go, what am I? And I think you still have some of my money, which is okay. But I was like, I'm not. It didn't do anything.
Mike wrote a big check and then never went back.
I'm like,
and I remember talking to him. I was like, well, how's it going? And he's like, he started making excuses. Because I asked Dominick, I was like, how's Mike doing? He's like, he bought a care plan, and then he left, and he never came back. He never came to his appointments or anything.
So then fast forward 15
Mike's like, I got my own thing going on.
That was an expensive first visit.
Yeah, it's all good. So 15 years go by. I don't know. So this guy, I'm sitting in my little office in Orlando, and this guy walks in. He goes, hey, tell me what Lamar Advertising does. And so I started talking to him, and, I'm a good salesman, so I started talking to him about his business. And he goes, so I was going, here's how, billboards work. And he goes, you know what, you should maybe come in and I'll do a free evaluation of your thing and just come over because I see you walking a little funny and blah, blah, blah. I told him what I have, mild case of cerebral palsy. He goes, come in. And I thought, okay, I like free. So I go in, and then as I hit that door, I went, I know this guy. And then this like Russian woman starts talking to me, and it all came back. This is the same dude 15 years later. And at that point, I saw it through. And again, big fan.
He actually got under care this time.
Yes.
He just wasn't ready.
I like it when skeptics come in because, like you, I'm very linear thinking. I got a big problem. I need big work. I have a deep issue, a chronic issue. Well, then I need something significantly invasive, right? A big procedure. Right. But network care is so gentle. It's like, how could it possibly do anything? But yet every time someone who's skeptical comes in and I get to work with them more than once, sometimes it takes, give me more than one shot. Amen. They're just shocked at how different they are, their behaviors, their range of motion, they're breathing easier, their sleep is better.
Yeah.
So I'll agree with you. The first visit, man, what the heck is that? It's so light, it's so gentle. Like, how's that going to do anything? But the lighter I go, the deeper it affects the nerve system.
Interesting.
So it's kind of counter what we've been trained to think culturally. That linear thinking, big problem, you need something deep. Or you need something more forceful. When the reality is when someone's upset, you got to talk to them soft. When your wife's upset, you don't yell back. You be cool, unperturbable. Yeah, right on.
And it's interesting to be in his what we call that, therapy room. So you're thinking like, I'm going to be in there. So there's 4 or 5 tables in there, and everybody's doing that. And then it's funny to watch him because I like to watch people and interact. And he does the same gentle touch, and he whispers in their ear, "What are you thinking about this?" And it's like, it's just very cool.
Well, you know, it's interesting you say that, because when I work with certain areas of the body, if it's true that the body is the generator of all emotion, well, maybe certain types of emotion are generated from certain areas, you know, like maybe the heart area expresses a certain type of emotion. That makes sense to me. The lower position, maybe that area has a different emotion, and your pelvis, maybe all these different areas have a different emotion. And from what I've seen, they definitely do. And it's easy to map out. You know, you see thousands of people over a couple decades, it definitely does. But when I work with an area that is locked with that person, and it corresponds, let's just say, to an anxiety pattern, well, when I'm making touches and getting it to open up, you're spot on. I actually will share something with them that, hey, this area corresponds to anxiety. So as I work with this, you're going to feel breath move through that area, and as it feels like it's getting looser and relaxing, you might feel this, or you might feel the anxiety drop out, or you might feel it increase.
Yeah.
As they're working through the patterns. So you're spot on. I do share things with people at the appropriate time that we're working through that. So as it's relevant.
Yeah. Again, the whole experience is I look forward to going. It was a great thing. It was a great thing. Yeah. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's fun. Thank you.
I'll give you my wholehearted endorsement. Yeah.
All right.